Hello everybody, it's Josie here. I'm going to do another two book, but this one is kind of like a two media review. So I'm sort of expanding on the idea, and I have talked about like films and TV and other sort of media that I enjoy on the channel before, but not that much. But often when I'm reading something, I think, oh, that reminds me of this, or that reminds me of that film or that show or that podcast, whatever it be. And I think it's quite nice to kind of include that. So, and when I say reminds me, in my head, it might not correlate for you, but I thought I would include that. So today, the two books that I'm going to be talking about is Jet Black and the Ninja, and this is by Leza Lowitz and Shogo Oketani. I hope I've said that correctly. This is a translated work as well, and this is Crazy is My Superpower by AJ Mendez Brooks, and this is actually a non-fiction book, so this is AJ's memoir. So let's see, where shall I start? So first of all, what links these two in my head? So I've got my Street Fighter shirt on today. So what links these two is that they're both kind of about fighting women, if that makes sense. So AJ Mendez Brooks was a WWE wrestler. She's awesome. She's also just one of the coolest people. So that's what links. And then this one, as you might have guessed by the title, Jet Black and the Ninja, is Jade, our protagonist in this book, is just the coolest kick-ass female ninja ever. So that kind of links these two books, and then you'll see when I talk about the films as well. So let's start with Jet Black and the Ninja. So this book, like I said, is about Jade. She's our protagonist, and one of the things I really love about this book is you have the cultural references and kind of the cross-cultural references. So this book starts off in Albuquerque in New Mexico in the States, actually on I believe it's a Navajo reservation, a Native American Indian reservation, where Jade lives with her mother and her mother's boyfriend, who is Native American Indian. And it kind of starts, you get the scene where her mom is training her to kind of fight, so it's sort of training her in skills and sort of ninja skills, and you'll see how that kind of develops throughout the storyline. So that is kind of really cool. I love that element. There is a kind of a mystery element. So what is this mystery about her family, this kind of family secret that they own? But her family originally is from Japan. So this book, like I said, starts off in Albuquerque, but then goes off to Tokyo and goes off to Japan, which is very, very cool. And there's a lot of really wonderful cultural references and references to Japan and culture and history in this book, which makes it really fascinating for me. And some of the parallels it draws with Native American culture. I just thought it was, on top of the fact that it was a really cool kind of YA fantasy female ninja kind of book that really sort of appeals to my inner spirit. What I also loved about it was kind of the cultural diversity, and it made it really interesting, and just a really interesting read, sort of unlike nothing I'd read before. And I really, really enjoyed it. It was, like I said, the kind of the action, there's a lot of action in it, there's fight sequences, there's the central mystery, there's Jade being chased by these kind of bounty hunters that want to get to the heart of her family secret or family treasure. And it's really fun, and there's some really beautiful relationships in terms of friendships in this book. There is an instance that I would call of insta-love, but it's not really. The main relationships in this book for me is about just the friendship and the family relationships, which I really love, and I think it's really beautiful. There's a great dog in this book as well. I really enjoyed this. I had a great time reading it. And I would give it 4 stars. It's a really fun, different, and like I said, culturally interesting as well, aside from the fact that it's a fun kind of fantasy. So there's ninja bits and there's like fantasy elements to this as well. Book to read. So I really enjoyed this. I think it's something totally different, something I haven't seen before. And let me know if you have sort of read similar books or can have any recommendations that are similar, but I really enjoyed it. So this was really, really good. Then going really, really good as well. So like I said, 4, maybe even 4.5 stars, and same with this one. This is probably a 5-star for me, just because I think I love a good autobiography, and I think AJ Mendez is wonderful. So her story is that she kind of growing up, so it's called Crazy is My Superpower, which is just a brilliant title for this book. And growing up kind of really poor. Again, just there's a discussion about, particularly in the States, about when you are from a racial minority, being in poverty and grown up really poor, and then kind of just having enough and getting out of that, which I loved. And she sort of had to fight her way up to the top and kind of mold herself into the person that she became, but she never kind of lost who she really was, which was this wonderful, sweet, geeky, animal loving girl. And when she first entered the WWE and kind of went to the training camp, you know, she had all of these women around her that the sort of the stereotypical WWE diva, if you follow wrestling at all, was very, you know, curvy, very kind of sexualized, and that's not AJ. And she kind of took that, broke the mold, and came up with her own wonderful, kind of slightly tomboy-esque persona that people really responded to, particularly women and girls. And I love that aspect of the book, and I love reading about it. You can see I've tabbed quite a lot of this book. But I just found it fascinating. Her life is so interesting. The tagline is how I triumphed by breaking bones, breaking hearts, and breaking the rules, which I love. She's never been a rule follower, AJ, which I love about her. She kind of does her own thing. And she's great. And then the other inscription in it says, for every girl who needs a hero and doesn't yet realize she'll become her own, which I just think is a beautiful message. I adored this book. I think, you know, obviously I would say it's mainly targeted at girls and women, but I think boys could get a lot out of it too. I think it's interesting. If you enjoy wrestling, you'll enjoy it. Kind of seeing her process as well, going to the camp and kind of eventually getting onto the main roster at WWE. That was lots of fun to kind of read about. It reminds me, oh, I didn't bring the box with me. I might have to cut and run and get it, but it reminds me of a certain film, and I'll be right back. I'm back. It reminds me of a certain film. Media content. This film over here, Fighting with My Family. If you haven't seen this, oh, it's glorious. It is so much fun. If you love The Rock, definitely get it. So I think this is produced by The Rock, actually. So Fighting with My Family is also the true story of Paige, who you can see being depicted there on the cover, and her family. And they were like a family of wrestlers here in the UK. And Paige and her brother Zach's big dream was to make it big in the WWE. And this kind of tells her story of going from the UK, the way she fought her way up, the way she was very different as well. And again, not the stereotypical kind of glam diva, and making her way into the WWE. So for me, these two, if you like this, you'll like that. And if you like that, you'll like this. In my opinion, I think these are great companion pieces for those long indoor days. And then for Jet Black and the Ninja, I actually have two films that I think go really well with it. One, I don't have the physical copy because it's on my phone, and that is Lady Bloodfight. It's fantastic. It is very martial arts centric. And basically the main character, she enters a competition, a martial arts competition for just women to win a prize, and her kind of sensei, her teacher, there's a bit of a revenge story there with another teacher, and they're fighters and that. It's really, really good. I really recommend it. I'll put a picture up in the top. And then the other film is this one over here. It's Female Fight Club. Now, actually, the lead actress, Amy Johnson, there is the lead actress in both of these films. So I like Amy Johnson. If you like Amy Johnson, Female Fight Club and Lady Bloodfight. And this, again, is about... So her character in this film, her sister owes money, quite a lot of money, to a guy that actually runs these underground fight clubs, but they're female, so it's Fight Club, but Female Fight Club. And she comes to her sister, who's played by Amy Jo Johnson, I call her Amy Jo, she's just Amy Johnson, to help her kind of win this fight so she can pay back this guy. And Amy's boxing skills and kind of martial arts skills are incredible, and she helps them. There's this kind of ragtag group of girls as well, which is quite a fun. There's a fun kind of dynamic there with those girls. This is also quite a hard. This is, I'd say, trigger warnings definitely in this. You know, rape, sexual assault. It's you don't see that, but it's in the past of her sister's character. But it's really, I enjoyed it. If you like anything like, you know, fighting and sports like that, it's great. And I think both those films kind of combined with this book make cool companion pieces. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like I said, let me know if you have any recommendations, if you've read any of these books, watched the films. Let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching. Stay well and safe. And I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye-bye.